Good evening, everyone. Respected Chairperson, Sri Mautushi Langkumar, and Madam Hekani Jakhalu, for your presence. Thank you, respected Senior Vice President and Convener Election Committee, Sri Charlie Sekwase, Pastor, Ndpp Women President Nagaland, Madam Bikali, CB members, TMC Chairperson and his colleagues, East Dimapur Chairman and his colleagues, rank and file of the Ndpp party. I welcome you all today on behalf of Ndpp Election Committee Dimapur region. I welcome you all the names of Almighty God, our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Nifirio, and Party President, Sir Chingwang Kongyak. And this occasion of induction of office bearers for Ndpp Dimapur region for the tenure of 2024 and 27. May the presence of our MLAs and senior party workers here today be blessing and encouragement to all the new members of our party who will be inducted today. I encourage the new members to sincerely work and commit themselves for the welfare of the party and the Naga peoples. May the program will be success for the glory of our party to reach greater heights the days to come. I welcome you all once again. Thank you and God bless you all.
As you are all aware, all the local loyal party leaders have been recommended from the grassroots level from respective SC, especially for this Dimapur region consisting of Dimapur 1, Dimapur 2 and Dimapur 3 constituency in consultation with our honorable MLAs from the respective constituency. And it has been recommended and we have received it was received from the central office by the State Election Committee comprising of 5-member committee duly appointed by DCI Government of India, namely Mr. Abu Mitha as Member Secretary, Rasomchong Longkomer as Member, Chubachang as Member, Paul Sizering as Member, and me as the Convener State Election Committee. The High Power Committee consisting of this election committee, State Election Committee, and with our President Ndpp Sri Chingwang and Ndpp Parliamentary Board Committee Convener, our Honorable Chief Minister. And we have approved the appointment of the following loyal Ndpp office bearers under Dimapur region consisting of the state Dimapur 1, 2 and 3 constituency. Therefore, as power vested on the State Election Committee and the High Power Committee, I am glad to appoint all the office bearers gathered here for which after I will be reading out all the office bearers' names. So you have to bear with me. It is a guideline and directive from the ECI and from our High Power Committee, Ndpp High Committee. Right, Ndpp National Democratic Progressive Party, Facto number 1. reference admin /APPT League 2024-27 Dimapur Region /1 dated 27/03/2024. As per the provision right Article 4 Clause G, Article 4 Clause H and Article 5 Clause K of the Ndpp Party Constitution and the Election Committee's submission white letter number GC /2024/2027 EC ELE-03 dated 27/02/025. The following members of the party have been elected to the post indicated against their names for the tenure 2024 to 2027. This order comes into immediate effect. I will start with the Central Executive Committee. You did not stand now. The introduction I'll do later. So the Central Executive Committee, our Honorable MLA Muato Shivankomer, our Honorable MLA Kanija Kalu. Central Executive Board CB Dimapur West. TL Neri, Vice President. Kalipongan, Vice President. Kiran Ayer, General Secretary. Yoto Keshohe, Vice President. Roland Muli, General Secretary. Min Tongo Abeb Izong, General Secretary. Oremponi Hongju, Secretary. Mahesh Arwal, Secretary. Ruth Uturi, Joint Secretary. This is a middle mix-up of Dimapur 1, 2, 3. Tekato Jaka, Vice President. Tokeli, Vice President. SK Kamprai, General Secretary. Bugato S. Aya, General Secretary. Hoto Jakalu, General Secretary. Tajavirio, Secretary. M. Doro, Joint Secretary. S. Chuba Longkumar, Advisor. Udulu Kense, Advisor. Lipo Bongen, Advisor CB. Namsen Ayer, Vice President Dimapur. Kilin Ayer, General Secretary. Amela Jamir, General Secretary. Margaret Muli, Secretary. Manos Badajardi, Secretary. Keril V. Puka, Secretary. Vikadolina, Secretary. Chubalota, Secretary. Mei Wapang, Secretary. Taliyar, Secretary. Jingdeng Konyak, Secretary. Sanan Longkumar, Joint Secretary. Hitoaye, Joint Secretary. Imkong Tongzat Ao, Joint Secretary. Penatong Kitang, Joint Secretary. Lereni, Joint Secretary. Sorry for the mix-up. I hope I have read everybody's name in the CV. If there is any missing, you please excuse and inform. Agree alike. Ibn Udo, General Secretary. Onyimo Muli, General Secretary. Niken Sashi, Member, agree and alike. Economic Commerce, Ke Hokoto Moromi, Member, Economic and Commerce, State Level Central. El Bendang Ao, Member, Economic and Commerce, State Level Central. Central Women Organization, Tosila Santang, Vice President CWO, Imlinaro Stephanie Izon, General Secretary, Asangla, Secretary. Central Lead Organization, Ayla Longchar, Vice President CYO, Amos Hongchu, Vice President CYO, Toshimano Longkumar, Vice President CYO, Lawrence Obong, General Secretary, CYO. Coming to our Dimapur region office bearers. Wio Xiaomi, President. Sakuangami, Working President. Insuela Ayer, Vice President. Tongzat Bongen, Vice President. Tenjen Temse, Vice President. Jatong Tong Izan, Vice President. Wati, Vice President. Akiho Yepto, Vice President. Lezavor Keditu, Vice President. Joel Muli, General Secretary. Tam Slemla, Secretary. Ilyas Mary, Secretary. Umbemo Muli, Secretary. Rokuru Sidru, Secretary. Abemo Izun, Secretary. Abba, Secretary. Tongti, Secretary. Rangdong Girisa, Secretary. Suresh Pradhan, Secretary. Ihoshia Chumi, Secretary. Vichizos Dozo, Secretary. Dunavi Yeptos, Secretary. Toshi Imsong, Secretary, Media and Communication. Mugavi Su, Advisor. Oketo Yoptu, Advisor. Niuto Aomi, Advisor. Razu Dozo, Advisor. Lamutoshi Yaden, Treasurer. That consists of our region, Dimapur region. Dimapur region office bearers also includes of Yun Kumba, Vice President, Ampere Bell, Vice President. That is the parent body. Coming to Dimapur region, Women Organization. Asangla Imli, President. Nzambene Omchu, Working President. Mary Chishutu, Vice President. Nchumbeni Nilo, Vice President. Monchumo Onchumi, Vice President. Atula Waling, Vice President. Nikali Zimo, Vice President. Nchumbeni, Vice President. Jibeni Jishi, Vice President. Akala, General Secretary. Tekasanla Inchen, General Secretary. Tumbeni, General Secretary. N. Chubala Hanso, General Secretary. Ayangla Jamir, General Secretary. Krishna Mesh, General Secretary. Chubazunga, General Secretary. Olotori Eyopto, General Secretary. Manazimo, General Secretary. Tianongla, General Secretary. Catholic Secretary. Sulom Lota, Secretary. Alena Leo, Secretary. Illuminio Pin, Secretary. Sandia, Secretary. Atle Romo, Secretary. Abani Topo, Secretary. Dipondi Jigdong, Secretary. Kilian Sumi, Treasurer. Coming to Dimapur region, Youth Organization. Lanuchubaim Chen, President. Wat Ditoshi, Working President. Akashe Kejaka, Vice President. Piobamo Yudio, Vice President. Inok Bojo, Vice President. Rikshe, Vice President. Hongko Konyak, General Secretary. Bokiwi Tuku, General Secretary. Yanga Pongan, General Secretary. Imli Temjel Waling, General Secretary. Yabang Longkumar, General Secretary. Tungchomo Wailota, General Secretary. Thames Younger, General Secretary. B. Kauto Yapto, General Secretary. Tia Temjen, Secretary. Lanumela R. Secretary. Michael Lungkumar, Secretary. Alongwa Pongen, Secretary. Nagaho, Secretary. Akito Sumi, Secretary. Lanu S. Waling, Secretary. Kitoka Zimo, Secretary. G. Kaka Aumi, Secretary. Abel Z. Aye, Secretary. Z. Sumato Sumi, Secretary. Atumjami, Treasurer. That consists of the region, Dimapur region, youth organization. And we also have an addition of Sony Mag, Secretary. Vito Achumi, Secretary. Zenato Tetro, Secretary. We have also so we have some more new appointments. It's a political party, so sometimes we leave out some important leaders. So the new appointments are Alan Latovi, General Secretary, Women Organization, Women Region. Lereni Okong, General Secretary, Women Organization. Apeni Chopo, General Secretary, Women Region. Nito Achumi, Secretary, Region. Kaito Aumi, Secretary, Region. Michael Sumi, General Secretary, Youth Organization, Region. Pranab Roy, Secretary, Dimapur 1 SC Teremboli. So that wraps up the total Dimapur region consisting of all the frontals and Teremboli. Now I will come to the Assembly constituency. It's a long list, so I request you to sit tight and be patient and bear with me. Dimapur 1 Assembly constituency office bears. Ningutule Tengurese, President. Tito Shiar, Working President. John Shohe, Vice President. Zerentong Yangchan, Vice President. Abel Molota, Vice President. Moakom Zek, Vice President. Tiakom Jamir, Vice President. Auje Tishi, Vice President. Vijay Chetri, Vice President. Zobe Lohe, General Secretary. James Sumi, Secretary. Daniel, Secretary. Ibodin, Secretary. St. Michael, Secretary. Akang Pongan, Secretary. Nico Kro Venu, Secretary. Rembe Mungze, Secretary. Propokile, Secretary. I. Victor Zimami, Secretary. Bantin Dai Romi, Secretary. Pranab Roy, Secretary. Lima Pongoner, Secretary. Bokoto Sumi, Secretary. Zed Colombo Niumai, Secretary Media and Communication. And Sentinel Block Jamir as the advisor of our Dimapur 1 Assembly constituency. Dr. Belubizo Kiso as treasurer. And as usual, we have the new appointments. Peter Angami, Vice President. Giavile Patrick, Vice President. Ram Yobi, Secretary. Dimapur 1 Assembly Constituency Women Organization. Lila Kem, President. Lolano John, Working President. Akali Keti, Vice President. Abdullah Kikon, Vice President. Lucy, Vice President. Asha, Vice President. Kenyam Gailu, Vice President. Aken Toli, General Secretary. Asenla, General Secretary. Jie Tingi Om, General Secretary. Amenla, General Secretary. Giring Sumla Kichu, General Secretary. Suyum Beni Udo, General Secretary. Ijai Kami, General Secretary. Alokali Yotami, Secretary. Shahida Begum, Secretary. Teres Bondru, Secretary. Jubaila, Secretary. Mundomi Yanton, Secretary. Kevitoli Aomi, Secretary. H. Florence Zimomi, Secretary. Kai Pingliu, Secretary. Dimapur Assembly Constituency Youth Organization. Rangkotang Dizon President. Lima Nungtang Ao President, Working President. Renjamo Waimuli, Vice President. Taliyanga, Vice President. Zilupa Abba Kepu, Vice President. Rekoto Ninu, Vice President. Lobito Wayachumi, General Secretary. Tokaho and Aomi, General Secretary. Pio Pentong Kikon, General Secretary. Ushikavi Yotomi, General Secretary. Tichuret Kamlak, General Secretary. Dominil, General Secretary. Hachitunguri, General Secretary. Mogato Sumi, General Secretary. Suresh Sarkar, Secretary. Michael Patton, Secretary. Kilon Temso Dimsong Secretary, Tanzang Housing Secretary, Kilong Se Samtang Secretary, Utamdas Secretary. So that wraps up Dimapur 1 Assembly Constituency, Beren and Frontal. Will come to 2 Dimapur 2 Assembly Constituency office bearers. Limawati Imchel President, Kevishel Westwanto Working President, Bokti Bajamir Vice President, Rokosoto Vice President, Longshibemo Shipti Vice President, Wati Long Imchel Vice President, Imkong Imsong Vice President, Imtia Akam Imsong Vice President, Majan Chopo Vice President, Francis P. Nguli General Secretary, M. James Rota Secretary, Moayama Jamir Secretary, Imti Sungtong Secretary, B. Kushapong Advisor, Wapang Air Advisor, Aunok Song Ao Advisor, T. Asungwa Imsong Advisor, Lolao Usu Treasurer. We also have Y. Kongshit Kong, Vice President, Bukobi PIA Vice President, Rampel Gumpen Zilien General Secretary, S. Yim Kumheren General Secretary. To Dimapur Assembly Constituency Women Organization. Indian Kumlat Longchar President, Jumbeni Patton Working President, Imna La Vice President, Gyonsen Desep Vice President, Zuchano Muli Vice President, Sunen La Jamir Vice President, Ulsan La Jamir Vice President, Alila Vice President, Zetole Kiba Vice President, Amela Ozuhom General Secretary, Kilang Sungla General Secretary, Lodang Kihon General Secretary, Bentang La General Secretary, Sukuzung La General Secretary, Tunjano Ujo General Secretary, V. Ayam La Chudi General Secretary, Ono Ujo General Secretary, Apoli Zimomi General Secretary, Ajim La Inchen General Secretary, Sopongmen La General Secretary, Rokovino Secretary, Alem La Secretary, Miyasen La Secretary, Tani Sumi Secretary, Kuku Hainin Secretary, Avanisi Homju Secretary, Abeni Changlao as Treasurer. Asam La Pongen Vice President, Akang La Air Vice President, Tem Jendren La General Secretary. To Dimapur Assembly Constituency Youth Organization. Koloto Aobi President, Medo Vizo Zhao Working President, C. James Nguli Vice President, Simon Nguli Vice President, Muatul Temjen Ozukham Vice President, Koloto Chopi Vice President, S. Temjen Vice President, Rukojon Vice President, Nok Chandren Vice President, Lanuren La M.I.R. General Secretary, Litrom Chun Sangtang General Secretary, Tichang Numai General Secretary, Kai Chim Lang Gonmi General Secretary, Deopi Singh General Secretary, Kekato Aye General Secretary, Himrai Zilen General Secretary, Limawati Kumar General Secretary, William Ojo Secretary, Rong Tutong Secretary, Hui Taibu Bomnai Secretary, Jubawanan Secretary, Tambua Chumi Secretary, Tiamung La Secretary, Orembomo and Obon Secretary, Imblisin Lungkumer Treasurer. And we have Yamputu Tongshitiri Vice President, Thames Manen Vice President. Office Bearers Minority Committee, Dimapur 2, Dimapur 2 Assembly Constituency, Anang Gulung Convener, my tongue also getting a little twisted. Sujit Roy Co-Convener, Badru Chaudhary Co-Convener, Karen Prasad General Secretary, Prasanjit Shome Secretary, Shyam Singh Secretary, Soman Chaudhary Secretary, Jivan Khatta Secretary, Babu Das Secretary, Probin Das Secretary, Vishal Mitra Secretary, Babu D Secretary. That wraps up our Dimapur 2 Assembly Constituency. Dimapur 3 Assembly Constituency of its peers, parent body. Boshe Aomi President, Toshe Aomi Working President, Medapoi Rako Vice President, Kesare Topi Vice President, Yokoto Kiho Vice President, Lamson Hojai Vice President, Mugapu Yepto Vice President, Okiviaye Vice President, Asuka Chumi Vice President, Solomon Aomi Vice President, M. Koza as General Secretary, Lucky Match Secretary, Gurdeep Kemprai Secretary, Ajay Dongol Secretary, Ajay Kemprai Secretary, Ketoho Asumi Secretary, Joseph Meru Secretary, Mbison Hasnu Secretary, Mogato Aye Secretary, Rafiq Kemprai Secretary, Tamsa Ao Secretary, Ugato Chopi Secretary, Manoraj Pasometri Secretary, Dennis Yaptu Secretary, Media and Communication, Abel Duran, Treasurer, Victor Kense as Advisor, Bioto Yaptu as Advisor, Kolade Ladu Advisor, Yahokia Jumi as Advisor, Kizo Lantasa as Advisor, Kevilazo Kense as Advisor. Dimapur 3 Assembly Constituency Women Organization. Sentila Kichu President, Amen Lajisi Working President, Holena Ye Vice President, Ake Vice President, Severo Nikha Vice President, Gohori Asumi Vice President, Atoli Aye Vice President, Atole Vice President, Helen Nanglem Vice President, Hekali Jishi General Secretary, Chubanaro General Secretary, Sashinaro General Secretary, Ormila Mej General Secretary, Kevili General Secretary, Keoli S. Dimo General Secretary, Sewo Prome General Secretary, Azure Pame General Secretary, Olika Sangma General Secretary, Willi Aye Secretary, Longchu Secretary, Katoholi Zimo Secretary, Amtai Di Kemprai Secretary, Renile Nunisa Secretary, Chakrasalu Secretary, Tinikali Jishi Secretary, Njumeri Secretary, Atone Secretary, Okali Yakume, Yotomi Secretary. Dimapur 3 Assembly Constituency Youth Organization. Okiwili Chopi President, Otoshe Zimo Working President, Kinito Chopi Vice President, Nagato Sema Vice President, Simon Achumi Vice President, Mohan Nunisa Vice President, Mukato Kiho Vice President, Ronnie Mes Vice President, Jinitan Izan Vice President, Robin T. Jami General Secretary, Nito Aye General Secretary, Kashto Kiho General Secretary, Mugao Kapo General Secretary. Do hereby pledge I accept the aims, objectives, and principles of the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party. And that I will remain faithful and loyal to the Ndpp Constitution, and be subjected to the party discipline. Thank you so much. You may be seated. So that concludes our...
Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon I stand here to extend on behalf of the legislators of Dimapur district a warm welcome to all the new members who are inducted today into the Ndpp party. To all the new members, I must say that you have made the right choice to join the Ndpp party family for thousands of reasons. Ndpp, under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Ndpp, Shri Chinong Konyak, the President, and Shri Abu Mehta, the Secretary General, have moved mountains to push this party forward to the world stage in many aspects, especially in culture, tourism, sports, and other developmental programs. We have seen a lot of changes under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister today. As a result of which, Nagaland is recognized in the national level as well as in the international arena. Otherwise, hitherto remained unknown. Today you are joining the most popular progressive party of the state, which is also in the ruling government. Joining the Ndpp party is a privilege, yet one should not consider that it's going for a picnic. You are now to shoulder a greater responsibility of bridging the gap between the state government of the day and the people in all aspects of developmental programs, social issues, and governance. One must understand that you are about to shoulder the responsibility with all determination. Another very important prerequisite attribute in joining a political party is absolute loyalty and commitment to the party principle. In Nagaland, the shifting of political party has become a common phenomenon. For example, under a flimsy, slightest pretext, in any election, if one of be it your sister, brother, uncle, auntie is denied the party ticket, you tend to shift allegiance, you tend to shift the party. It is called party hopping. Therefore, one should know that this character indicates your unstable mind, lack of integrity, lack of allegiance, and lack of loyalty, which exposes your selfish interest and character to the people. In other words, it implies that you are here to be served, not to serve the people. Today you may be a party functionary, but you are in the making of a leader. Therefore, expose your true potential, commitment, capabilities, leadership qualities, tolerance, and your humble demeanor, so that the people recognizes you as their leader of tomorrow. In conclusion, I would like to wish all the new members the very best, and I look forward to work with you for the betterment of our party. Thank you.
Good evening, family. It's such a joy and an honor, and I feel so blessed to be with my family, my Ndpp family today, and I give all honor and glory to our Heavenly Father for blessing us to come together in this manner and enjoy this time together as a team. I congratulate all those who have taken the oath of allegiance. Many are old party leaders, few may be the new members. Today is not a time to just come and complete the formality, but today is a time to recommit ourselves to the larger interest of our people through our commitment to the party. This evening, I'm really happy to join my senior leader, Honorable Advisor Shri Mwatoshi Longkamer, our senior leader, Vice President Mr. Charlie Sekose. Very tedious job to stand here and be reading out each and every name. Thank you so much for all the effort that you have made along with your team. The Dimapur Region President, Mr. Vihoshi Awomi, and his leadership team. We have our friend and our leader, our women leader there, representing all of us, Madam Vikali, the chairman of the Dimapur Municipal Corporation, Mr. Kato Yatomi, and all the councillors of DMC, Mr. Dyuto Awomi, chairman of the East Dimapur Town Council, the councillors, all the leaders, all our party leaders present here, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. When I was younger, I would always hear that politics is a game. But today, I know I'm going to take a little bit more time than my senior here, but I'll not get a chance like this. So I'll not take too long, but I want to also express some of my feelings. I want to share some of my experiences so that together as a team we can grow. I would always hear that politics is a game. That's what I grew up hearing. But let us remind ourselves, politics is not a game. Politics is a serious affair that shapes the future generation, that shapes the destiny of our people. And today, also an opportunity where all the three constituency leaders are here. I want to really thank you on my own behalf and on behalf of our Honorable Chief Minister and also the President of our party, Mr. Chingwang Konyak, to all the leaders under the leadership of Mr. Charlie Sekose and Mr. Vihoshi. We had 3 seats, we fought for 3 seats, and our erstwhile, now we have our own Chumuketima region, I hope you know that. So initially when we were all together, 3 seats we contested and all the 3 seats we won. So we want to really thank you. It's because of all of you, you gave your best. Maybe you did not put the party to shame, but you gave the party a thumping majority that has strengthened the leadership in the party as well. So thank you very much for that as well. For us, it's a new chapter. All of us, like I mentioned, we have been part of the party in the past, most of you. But today, I think it's important for us to recommit ourselves to why we are here. It's not a game. It's a very serious affair. So many things. All of us wish the best for our state. All of us wish the best for our people. But the most important people actually are we politicians. All of us. Some contest elections, some fight. Even if you're not the candidate, fight more than the candidate themselves. So all of us together. And today we are in this position where we have played an instrument. Each and every one of us has played an instrumental role in forming the government. So this is our party which has formed the government. For me, I am a very, very proud NDPP worker. I feel very proud of NDPP, to be an NDPP party worker. And today, like mentioned earlier by my senior, in Nagaland, when you talk of politics, we have no ideology. You know, today we are somewhere, tomorrow we are somewhere. And many of our politics, and especially the electoral politics, it's determined by power, by muscle power, by, you know, to be in the power or to be through muscle power, money power, but we forget the ideology, which is very, very important. And unless we believe in an ideology, then it'll just be today here, tomorrow there, depending on where the wind, you know, where the wind blows. NDP party, I speak with my Honorable Chief Minister and my President and my leaders. It's very clear, we are the voice of our people. There are many, many powerful parties, national also, but why we stick to this party is because only our party understands what the people want. Only our party understands, our Honorable Chief Minister, our President understands, and the leadership team understands what is the challenge of our people, what is the strength of our people, what is the weakness of our people. And only then to be the voice of our people, to fight for our people. And this is important. Apart from so many other ideology that our party has, this is very, very important. So I want our party leaders here also to also remember, why are we part of NDP party? Is it because our NDP party is in power? So, ami kan power te ase power te ko te thakibo tati stick group. Is it that, or you truly believe in what NDP, our party stands for, to be the voice of our people? Now, I've thanked all of you for putting us in the government, but also you must be thinking, damor kotha ko aise party te ase. And this is a family affair. That is why I want to touch a little bit on this point as well. Sometimes I hear that as MLAs, both Matushisa and I, we have our own challenges also. And now I'll tell you what is the position of the government, and especially in terms of funding. And I make it a point to tell everyone, even if it's 2 or 3 or a gathering like this, unless we leaders, unless we NDP leader understands the position of what is the challenge of the government, then it's so difficult for us to let our people know what it is. Numbers are important. We have to start understanding numbers. I'm not too much of a number person, but in a very layman language, the total budget of the government of Nagaland 2024-25 was approximately 24,000 crore. And out of the 24,000 crore, almost 75% to 80% goes towards salary, wages and pension and debt service. On top of that, we buy electricity, power, in a year for about 600 crores. And we, in terms of revenue generation, we are the lowest. Revenue loss, highest, one of the highest in the country, Nagaland. We spend about 600 crore buying power, but the revenue is very, very less. So considering all this, what we are left with for development is about 15%, at the most 20%. And with that, we are expected to develop the whole state. That is the challenge. We don't have any resources. Unfortunately, revenue, we have no revenue. We don't generate our own revenue. It's very minuscule. Other states, even if I don't want to compare ourselves with big states, but our neighboring states, whether it's Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, of course, our nearest, richest neighbor, Assam. When you look at them, they have a lot of own resource generated for their own revenue. So they are rich. But for us, whether it's your natural resources, whether it's excise resources, these are the main resource revenue that the other states are generating. We have not been able to do that at all. So with this very, very limited amount, which we are totally dependent on the center, it becomes really difficult for the state to function and bring the development. Which MLA or which chief minister do not want to bring development to the state? I, as an MLA of Dimapur 3, Mwatushi Saab as MLA of Dimapur too, I'm sure both of us and all the other MLAs wants to give their best to develop their constituency. But because of resource crunch of the state, for these reasons, it becomes really difficult. Recently we have had ULB. Slowly it's coming up. It's new. Many of the councillors are here, the chairmen are here. They must be struggling also. Reality is different. It's a process. Government is a process. It's not that aji itu lage itu hoi jabo. It's not even that. And they're also struggling. But when you want to put up the sanitation fee for 20 rupees extra, there's a huge hue and cry amongst the public. To come and clean your dirt also, you're not ready to give that extra 20 rupees. But that is also a challenge for us because as elected members, we have to make sure that when we are collecting, we are also giving the best. We are also giving our best. But that is the attitude of our people. And that is why it is the role of each and every one of us here to make sure that these basic things are being taught to our public, to our people. Unless, yes, they may agree with us, they may not agree with us, but that is our job to make sure that they understand. Like Sir said earlier, to bridge that gap between the government and the public, all of us sitting here. This is our job, and it's a collective responsibility. MLAs will do our best. Chief Minister and Minister sitting there, they'll do their best. The government they're sitting there will do their best. But at the same time, it's a collective responsibility. If we start blaming that it is his job, it is her job, then it will never work. But if so many of us here, 1, 2 and 3, the whole of Dimapur, the main ones, you people made the government and we're all sitting here. If we together have this vision, today especially after making this very important oath of allegiance, if we recommit ourselves, each and every one of us, that it's not just about power, it's not just about feeling good that we are in the ruling party, but once we walk out of this hall, take back that extra responsibility of I will do my part, I will do my best in making sure that the gap between government and the people is also bridged. We don't have money to dole out and give you and say go and work at the grassroots, but I also want to let you know that the government of India has many good schemes. Government of India has many good schemes which our people, the grassroots, are not aware of. And let us also think of those schemes to make sure, for starter, some of you may be doing, but many of us, I also tried, but I'm also struggling. I have my own challenges. But let us start from there. Let us make sure that our people, whatever at least the government of India schemes are there for grassroots, let us take that responsibility to make sure that our people, they are maybe not educated, maybe they have no idea how to go about, maybe they have no idea, they're just struggling. But you and we are in this position, we are in the responsible position. So let us make sure, let us start with that at least in our own constituencies. Let us make sure that those schemes, at least as a starter, reach to them. Lastly, we are fortunate because our starting the program was, God's blessing was invoked by our pastor. Thank you very much, Pastor. Such a powerful reading also, he started the program with a very powerful reading from the Bible. Each and every one of us, please remember, it may be a party thing, but among so many people, you were chosen to be in this position. You were chosen to speak out and to help the less fortunate, people who can't reach out, people who have no idea, the people who are less privileged, people who need help. So let us not take it lightly and say political laga program thakishe, isor laga alak, abikan politics alak. I don't believe in that. I feel that I'm here for a reason and a purpose. And likewise, everyone sitting here, there's a reason and a purpose why you're sitting here. God has a purpose and He has put you in this position. So let us continue to pray. Let us continue to pray that whatever tenure that we have, for 2 years we have been inducted, we will give our best. We'll continue to pray for ourselves, our leadership. We'll continue to pray for our leaders. We will continue to pray for, especially for our Honorable Chief Minister and our President. We have to pray for the Chief Minister because he's the father of this state. God has designed it that way. if our chief minister makes the wrong decision, it's going to, we may not think it's affecting us directly, but it's going to affect all of us, indirectly or directly. So it's so important as team, as his team, it's important that we not only support him through our work in whatever way we are doing, but also continue to pray for him as well. I thank all of you. It's so wonderful to see all of you, hang out with all of you. I wish you all the very best, and thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. We now move on to the vote of thanks. Sri Liko Komen, advisor, CEP.
Distinguished guests, esteemed party leaders, and a new team member of Ndpp, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this induction program possible. I'm always grateful for entrusting me with the responsibility of advising and guiding our members. Aji ami kunba laga nam nuchui gina do ami vote of thanks to kudum gurule monai. Hoy goan isna yadi tar choto ami tangol la kota ikun nai so mano iki ase. Our honorable Simbra hotai koi ase Ndpp di worker inaga nokobide. Amar aji madam anga hekalebi worker koi se de. Nolabi amar honorable Simbra hotai koi ase American worker noi. We are the leaders of the party. So aji adi kiman jo nai se ito workers no hari American do ekta leaders ase. Ima war Nagaland. Aji sob logot khushi pabuli khushi janai dibuli munase ami koisi to na broken nagamis ito mani man phal break pabuli na pare nolbi ami ki pare to kotha pare koribo yadi American first day invoking God blessing Koalisina Amar Siri Nongshitong pattern Pastor Youth Pra American God blessing Mangigina it was programs through Korea Moni Etum thanks tonight Yase Aru Yadi Amar Vice President designated Toki Libra Yadi Kiman John Party Workers Kanaji the program Diagan so welcome what Diagoni Madam Gadil Toki Lil would be Ektum Pushituna Diase Aro Ami Adekta Ektum Namikta Tribal in Montagato Aji Amikan Iman Tamu caterings Party family can so Ikiluki Jama Puri Diado not only in Dimablo but all over the Nagaland. Yadi Amar a person called Charles Sukasi, under his convenership, not only for Dimapur, now all Nagalande Ito party set up Koreado, Mamuli Gam Nogede. It's a very tough job. Amikan Laga Dimapur, 1, 2, 3 Laga Kotabin Hoigana, all Nagalande, Inaga Gam Koreado, Etum Tamur achievement today. Kilimani Dakan tirelessly and he took a lot of initiative. Aro Kwanisnato, Bishi, Allah di Piragana, finally, Dakan Ito complete Kurigana. Not only in Dimapur, all over the Nagaland, American, Chutu, pocket tea, it will have out-taking lawyers. American, Ekdom, Misor of Kubalito, Taraga team do, Isor blessing the Nagai, American Lamon, the Pagitibo. Aro, ami gubuli man thakala aro yadi amakan laga American Constitution 1, 2, 3 do bishi kobal balas ne. Yadi amar baba aman isila amar Sir Muatoshi aro Madam Hekali American do Twitter representative paselo. Aro aji in spite of your busy schedule bishi kam kori takilevi aji party kan Abuni dujan laga paja khan logot aigena chok tibo enaka koigena all advice amikan bishi paise aro amikan ko rasabi bishi dikhai dia kone ekdom khushi pai ase hoi tar tuition la do manu to bishi ba portfolio hoi bia ase etu kone amikan etu la body amikan portfolio logot moron nokoribo de manu logoti moron koribo lage etu kone amikan laga baba amado tar tuition ki ase bia dem dibi tar logot jabo tar tuition logot bia phal dibi tar logot jabo নহলে বি চাইগেনা ইমান দূর চাকরা নকরিব লাগে এটো একটা আমেরিকান তার দুজন লাগা প্লেস ইন্দু সবি আজি বি ইমান টাইট স্কেজুল থাকলে আমেরিকান লোক আইগেনা জোক দিগেনা মরম দিগেনা ভাল ভাল কথা কইনা এডভাইস কোয়া কনি একদম খুশি পাই আছে আমেরিকান কোয়া নিচিনা তো আমি তুমি দুজন লাগা পাতা কান বাদে কিতাবে নপাও রিপিটে নাগা আৰু another thanks জনাই দি আছে যদি আৰু আজি ইয়াতে আমাৰ কোৱা নিচিনা ডিমাপুৰ মিউনিচিপেল কাউন্সিল আমাৰ অনাৰেবল চেয়াৰমেন লৈ কিনে কাউন্সিলৰ কিমান জন আহি কিনে আমি কাৰণে জব দিছে একদম খুশি পাইছে বিকজ you all feel that it's a part of your family ito কাৰণে আজি আমি কাৰণে in days to come দেবি আমি কাৰণে কি লগে মিলি কিনে আজি কিনাকা তুমি কাৰণে মদক কৰি আছে কান ito নিচিনা আমি কাৰণে কি লগে মিলি কিনে যাবলৈ অনুৰোধ কৰি আছে and thank you so much আৰু এইটো নেকিনা ইষ্ট ডিমাপুৰ লগা chairman পৰা লৈ কিনে তালিপুৰ বি কাউন্সিলৰ কিমান জন আহি কিনে আছে আপুনি কাৰণে লগত বি একদম thanks জনাই দি আছে আপুনি কাৰণে টাকা কৰি আমি কাৰণে বি মন ডাঙৰ হৈ কিনে ভূটানী হৈ কিনে আজি ইয়াতে উঠিবলৈ পাৰি আছে তো কাৰণে আপুনি কাৰণে সব ঈশ্বৰৰ পৰা ব্লেছিং কৰি দিবি দি নাগা এইটো আমাৰ কাৰণে লগা পাৰ্টি লগা প্ৰাৰ্থনা হ'ব And so, to our new teams, I offered my warmest welcome for your dedication, commitment to the party ideals are truly inspiring. I'm hopeful that together we will achieve great things and make a meaningful impact in our community. I encourage you to work together, support each other, and step to excellence in your roles. আজি কিমান জন পাৰ্টিৰ ৰেসপন্সিবিলিটি ইনটাক কৰি আছে আমি কান ইটো গ্ৰুপটো বেছি গোপাল ভাল আছে দে গোপালে নয় কেনা we have so many tasks to go ahead কিলে মানে আজি কি ফৰ্ম গনা ৰাখি দিগিন আছে ইটো পৰা ই বাইদন মেসলেক নেক্সট ইলেকশন লোক পাব দে ইটো মানে আমি কান দুসৰা টাইম নহয় না আমি কান more responsible হ'ব লাগে আৰু আমি কান ডেডিকেশন ইটো লা পাৰ্টি হ'ব লাগে নাকা আমি অনুৰোধ কৰিনা একদম কিমান জন আছে ইটো সব লগত থ্যাঙ্কস জনাই দিয়া আছে as we embark on this journey together I'm confident that your hard works determination in teamwork will yield unremarkable results finally under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Dr. Ndpp, and our beloved President, Sri Jingwang, and wonderful person and very dynamic leader, Sri Abu Mita, our Secretary General, I wish you all very best in your endeavor and look forward to witness our collective success. Thank you once again to everyone who participated in this induction program and also to all our Ndpp family. Thank you so much. God bless us all.